So try that with the breath. When you're watching the breath, breathing in, not mine. Breathing out, not mine. Breathing in, I'm not the owner of this. Breathing out, doesn't belong to me. Whatever other mantra you use along with the experience of the breath. And the whole problem of breathing, of controlling, will fade away. And the breath starts to change into a very beautiful and peaceful thing because you're not controlling and interfering with it. The nature of just watching something is just to be able to get stiller and stiller and more peaceful. I was mentioning to Jan and Gaukus last night about the meaning of upekkha. Upekkha comes as a result of samadhi. And upekkha is the ability to look upon something without interfering with it. And that's so hard for people to do, to let things go, especially when they think they own it. They look upon breath and they think it's my breath. Better make sure it's going in, better make sure it's going out. It's my problem. But it's not your problem, it's no one's problem. So if you can say to the breath, not mine, not mine, not mine, then it gets very peaceful very quickly. The beautiful breath, just keep that inclination of the mind, that theme which is reverberating in the background, beyond words but still there, the mind pointing in direction of not mine, not owning. And then the not mine sees the beautiful breath and leaves it alone. It's not mine. Why should I be bothered with it? Why should I try and control it? It's not my busyness. I don't do business. I do contentment, nothing, just watching, upekkha, being able to watch without interfering. Just like watching the sun go down in the western sky. I don't try and make the sun go down quicker. I don't try and make it go down more to the left or more to the right. It's beyond my control. It's not mine. Just watch it go down, that's all. Just watch the beautiful breath set. Nimitta comes up. It's not mine. It's not my nimitta. It's not a big deal. One of the problems when we're talking about jhanas, that people take this as their ultimate possession. They want to achieve this so much. Just like a person in the world wants to get the mansion in the best suburb in the city in which they live. Now we're in the city of Bodhinyana Monastery, we want to get the best nimitta mansion. Strive so hard, and we never get it. We're doing the wrong thing, we're doing something wrong. Even nimittas, they're not mine. They're beyond my control. Not my business. Don't be busy about them. Just when this comes up, remember, not mine. When it's not yours, it will stay. It will be soft, it will be peaceful. Nibbida will come up even there. The mind will turn away from controlling it. Viraga, that whole activity will fade away. Vimutti, the mind will enter the nimitta and get into the freedoms, the vimokkkhas of the mind. If you own that nimitta, you'll disturb it. If you own that nimitta, you'll never be able to let it go and go to the other side. You're starting to realize that it's this owner which creates the doer. Perception of mind creates all of the disturbance. When you follow that perception, it leads to deeper and deeper bliss, deeper and deeper freedom, deeper and deeper profound experiences of the nature of this mind. Those deep experiences just show you just how much you don't own, just how much isn't yours. And in jhana you don't own anything except the bliss. Sometimes if you think that that's what you own, then you'll be anagami, not the full arahat. But that's not bad for monastic life. If you get into the jhanas and afterwards you see just all that which disappeared. It has to be not yours. If it was really belonged to you, no one could take it away. But it disappeared completely. All of that past and the future which you'd been so worried about, all the guilt, the grief, the fear for the future, all the worry, all the psychosis of the mind, all that which took up so much space in your life, disappears. You haven't got the mind so filled with clutter and junk. It's like having this house where you could hardly move because there's so many things in there. You just cleaned it all out. Space at last. Freedom. All of this is not yours. All of the past and the future doesn't belong to me at all. So why worry about it? All of this body business. How much do we spend time, effort, money on this body? Feeding it, clothing it, making it healthy, making it fit. Even burying it costs a lot of money. So much money on this stupid body. So much time, so much effort. It never belonged to us anyway. What a waste of a life. So when we see, you see this in a jhana. You have to be absolutely idiotic, stupid, just mentally retarded to get into a jhana and not see that. Or maybe I'm sort of going over the top a bit on my descriptions there, but you can get the point. Within a jhana, afterwards, it's so obvious that these things aren't yours. You come out afterwards and you look upon this body, on past and future. You look upon thought, you look upon breath, look upon all these things in a completely different perspective. All that which you think you owned and possessed, all that which you were attached to, you can see as being completely deluded. I didn't own this past and future. Why was I so worried about it? I didn't own my thoughts. Why am I so concerned what goes on in my mind? I didn't own this body. So why am I so concerned about it? Didn't own these senses. Didn't even own the Vedana. You see that so clearly. When you didn't own these things, that's where letting go can happen. Doesn't belong to me. Any of you who are only here for a short time, who in a week are going back home, you don't own this monastery. So, you look after it, but you're not really so overly concerned about it. Any of you who are living in this monastery just for a lifetime, you're going to leave this monastery. You don't need to be overly concerned about it. Don't be all those of you living in this body for just a short time, just a lifetime. Don't be so concerned about it. Sooner or later, this body's going to die on you. And all that time you looked after it, and now it lets you down. Let go of it now. Let go of the body before it dies. That's the best time. And then you can be free. Free of so much suffering. And also seeing through the insight gained in the achievement of letting go of these things. In a deep meditation. All those jhanas are stages of letting go. You get into such a deep stage of letting go, and you realize the truth of this. These things aren't mine. Don't belong to me. That much gives you enormous happiness, peace and freedom. Imagine what it would be like not to be burdened by any of the past. Even if a person called you a complete stupid fool a minute ago, a second ago, and it never echoes in the mind. Could you just let go of the past so quickly? Imagine having no fear of the future, because you don't own the future. Imagine having no concern about the thoughts which go on in your mind. They come and they go. They'll actually start stopping then. They're not important anymore. The reason why we think so much is because, especially as Westerners, we worship thought. It's so important to us, our thinking. So much so that anyone who's going to take over your thought, that's the biggest taboo. Take over my body. You can put my body in a jail, but don't take over my thought processes. That's really evil. We own these things. We think we do. We're so possessive of our thoughts. And we sort of, like sort of people who possess their cars, they show them off. And I've got a new Mercedes. Yeah, but I've got a new Ferrari. It's a special issue. Only 10 in the whole of the world. My thought is so special. There's only 10 in the world of this special edition thought which I've got. Show them off. I've got a better thought than you have. Nah. But don't concern about these things. They're not yours. Imagine what it'd be like if you weren't concerned about these things. You'd be free. Imagine what it'd be like if you weren't concerned at all about sight, sound, smell, taste, or touch. All these things in the world would not concern you. You'd be free, liberated. You've seen many of you seen holy monks in this world, people who are free. Do you really want to be like that? Or do you want to be like the neurotic man or woman in the street? What do you really want to be like? So make that choice. And just, all this is not mine. So just to sum up this practice of Anattaniya. Not mine, not mine, not mine. Don't go around thinking not self, because that just gets you into a knot. Just what doesn't belong to me. What doesn't belong to me? What doesn't belong to me? See how much you can develop that perception until you go along in this monastery not owning anything at all. Absolutely nothing. Then you're free. When you have no possessions, you have nothing to lose. You're fearless, unshakable in the world. So be one of the unshakable ones. And there ends this evening's talk. Is there any comments on it, first of all, before I finish off? Okay.
Sangha